Hey everybody, my name's Randy Wittis. This is my shop and we got the old Dodge out and we're doing something cool to that. I've got these little plastic tweeter horns in the front, you know, they're just junk. And we're gonna get rid of those. I was able to get a little bit of a deal on a little better horn, you know, and there it is. Now I gotta find somewhere to put it. See you in a minute. But it's just that type of joint, and I forget what that name of that is, a bally thingamajiggy. Anyway, so yeah, well, see, it's in. Oh man. All right, well, I did some mocking up. I had the compressor sitting here with the little motor on top because you have a drain cock on the bottom of the tank to drain water. I did have it sitting this way, but that was going to put a lot of stress on it. I was going to mount some plates here on the edge of the bumper and then mount it to that. A lot of stress out here, which I could probably run a bracket from here down to the tank somewhere and help hold it. Thought, well, I could do that. Well, then I realized the tank drains on the bottom, so then I turned it up, put the motor up here. That was a possibility. What I had to make a shelf. I was going to use this hole actually, make a shelf off of here to set it on, and then again another support up to here. Possibility, but there's no room after that to put the horns. These horns don't fit anywhere. Don't fit. I mean, they might fit this way somehow, so that is a possibility. Heavy duty bracket right there, because they're not, the horns aren't light. But my only mounting possibility is this. So I don't know, and I feel the horns need to be up front, and I can't put the horns and the compressor up front. Thought about putting the compressor here. That won't work, because again, the motor has to be on top. Also was getting really close to oil filter. So as of the moment, I don't know. I guess I'm gonna check and see. And I wanted to put them as close to up front as possible because of just, you know, easier wiring, easier hose routing from the compressor to the horns. So far not an option. When I got the compressor off a truck that I bought, the compressor was mounted in the back of the bed, but the truck had a cap on it also that could be locked. So now we go in here thinking behind the seat for the compressor. No, I don't think so. I don't see that that's not gonna work either. I don't want a compressor sitting in there. I just don't. And I really, to be honest with you, was always kind of against those because of how big that stuff is, where to put it. But I came across that for free. I thought, hey, let's try it. And we're running into the problem that I was afraid of. Where do you put it? So, as soon as I figured this out, be right back. Alrighty, back again. So I've decided that I'm putting the horns here. I have made a bracket. Word to the wise, this up here you can't drill unless you drill. You can do this if you have one of these cute little tools that goes on your DeWalt. You can drill the 1/8 inch hole, which you can pre-drill the bracket. Okay, make sure you're in view. Pre-drill the bracket, the 1/8 inch hole. That gives you a guide. I have this one already drilled, so you can just bolt it up, put it where you want it. Then use your little angler thingy, and you can then drill the 1/8 inch hole through the bumper. Take your bracket out of the way, however you want to do that. Then you can hit it with the regular drill. You're going to be at a little bit of an angle with the bigger bit, because I don't have big bits for that. They don't fit. Anyway, so you can drill through the bumper with the bit and don't have to remove the bumper. It'll work. So we've done that much. Now let's I want to see how exactly. A lot of shadow up in here. It's gonna hang down some, but you know, it is what it is. Hard to hold the camera and do this at the same time. So I'm gonna try something different here. Move this light so it's not in everybody's face. Back over there, I guess. Put the camera. Yeah, crap. Everything's just, you know, a hassle sometimes. All right, so back up with the horns. So now you see the dilemma here. I want to be able to put the horns up. See, that would only be one bolt unless I put it back like so, which I could. That bracket's pretty heavy. May do that. It's not too bad. So where am I? Yeah. So that's about it. It's not hitting. Oh, it is hitting. It is hitting up there. So we're gonna have to angle that just a tad, or drop it down, or angle it. One or the other. Let's drop it down there. All right. This will be fun. Trying to hold that and mark it at the same time and hold the camera, which I'm not gonna. I'm gonna put you on a ladder. or the floor. How about the floor? All right, so yeah, caught that, right? So holes are drilled. Let's see. Now I gotta get some more bolts. See you in a minute. Hey everybody, so we are back. I went and got some bolts and stuff and got a new camera. This is an 11 and this bad boy right here will actually turn so I can hang it upside down. I don't know if the 8 does that. I didn't really look into it, but anyhow, I'm gonna give it a shot. Until I get used to this, I'm gonna keep using that one. Where can I hang it upside down? And it's got a front screen, so I know where I'm pointing, hopefully. And, you know, I can keep it centered and not mess up so much. Alright, so let's see. Let me hang it and then it'll just fall. That'd be cool. Then editing's more fun too. And they have all these frames. Huh. So we'll give that a shot. That's pointed right there. You're pointed up this way. Got my bolts. Now I'm gonna mount this thing. Not completely because I need to put another piece out here to put the third bolt in. Because I've got these drilled. I don't have this drilled. So I need to see how to mount it. Yeah. Easier said than done. One in. Nope, gonna have to get an extension. Maybe I won't have to put that third hole in there. Maybe I will. I think that might hold it better. I know what I'll do with that. I'll take a little piece of rubber and glue it right there so it won't go ding ding. Man, that does vibrate a lot, and I don't think it has anything to do. No, it does not. It does not. But at the same time, let's see if I've got some metal. I'll be right back. Alright, back. I got the metal. And it's almost as long as this piece up here. But not quite as long. But at the same time, look what that did. That changed that a lot. Doesn't even rattle now. That's just me hitting it. So, I'm going to mark that, then I'm going to weld, take the other bracket off, and I'm going to weld it to that, and it should be good to go. Actually, we could just bolt it through, but that's a whole nother thing. Easier just to weld stuff. You can get my marker. Just marking where the bracket goes so I don't mess up and drill the hole and weld it in the wrong place. So I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna weld it, I'll be right back. And we're back. So got it all welded. Now let's see if it fits. Think of what I'm doing. Goes that way. I already noticed anyway, did it backwards, whatever. Guess I wore the wrong glove. It is a little warm. There's a little wiring harness back there. Be careful of it when you're drilling and doing whatever. Come on. Get in there. Fine. Be right back. Do not know what I did with my washer, but that's okay. We bought plenty just for that reason. Probably fell off behind. Probably laying down in there somewhere, up in the bumper, and I just don't realize it. That's fine. No biggie. Fish it out later. You're like, Randy, you know, that's all bare metal. Are you gonna paint it? Yeah, I might not. You see how it rattles now? now it still rattles. All right, well, we gotta move it a little. Don't pull on the horn. I pulled on it a little. Do that much. You know, you hit a bump and stuff, that thing can be ringing like a bell. I'll still put a little rubber piece on there so it won't hit. And when I'm talking about hitting, talking about right there. Ding ding. See what that looks like from the front. Not too bad. Got a little spot right there. You can see the horn. So, see the horn right here a little bit. Not a big deal. So, let's mount it. And other than the bracket wiggling, that's what's wiggling, not my bracket. So, there's that step. Now we got to figure out where to put the old compressor. That thing. Okay, so I got to figure out where to put that. Do I take that off? Mount it to the side? I don't know. Let me figure it out. Be right back. So we're back. We got a little part. Little 90. A little crude, but you know. Now we're going to use the table like that's our frame. And see what we need to do. What we need to do. I need to cut this off and attach it to something like that. I don't know. I'm just going to prop that up. So just 1-inch piece of bar, which I can't bolt through, so I would probably have to take that off. Because it's not high enough. Let's get a couple more pieces. So cut that off. It'll give me about an inch. And I'll have to weld that to a bar like that. Probably put that on the side of the frame just to get that height. This is going to screw down maybe a couple more threads, and that's about it. This height would be ideal. That's going to be 2 inches there. I don't have any 2-inch bar. Use that on the horns. That's all my scrap. Try to keep that separated. Got those. Trying to hold on to those because those are for the trailer. Let's just scrap, more scrap. But never throw away your metal, because you never know when you can use it on something. That's 3 inches, but the only piece I have left I'm saving. These are 3 inches. Not long enough, but there's a piece right there. I might have a piece somewhere. See. Yeah, that put me, I can't bolt into that. So I need this little bracket. But at the same time, that would put me closer. It's like 2.5 is what that is. Alright, I'm gonna go look out in the other little shop and see what's out there. Alright, well, I cut the brackets off. I don't recommend that. Don't do that. Don't cut your tank. Don't, you know, blah blah blah. I'm gonna set it up like so. That gives me a pretty decent straight shot. Something I can work with, I think. I can weld these brackets up like this, and then I can weld them to the truck. Still trying to figure out what I want to do here as far as mounting that to the vehicle. The bolting through the frame is not wanting to be an option, really. And as far as welding that tank to the frame, it's going to be a little difficult. So I'm going to think about that, work on it, and see you in a minute. All right, you guys. Well, I'm having a heck of a time here. Fucking shield. I mean, that shield. I marked the bracket for the tank. I marked the front of one hole here, the front of one hole here. My intention is to take a bolt, weld it to the frame so I make studs. So I'm going to clean this little spots out. I'm going to do some measuring, and we'll get right back at you. All right, so I cleaned up the frame, got it to where I can weld on it. Now I have made a little tape template, and I'm going to trim it out. Boy, that's a scalpel. That's not real. There we go. That's working a little better. Guess you use them once and they're not much good after that. Well, it's doing all right. I can keep cutting myself. All right, cut around my holes. X-Acto knife works, you know, good too. All right, get this bad boy off. Let's go over here. Make sure where we cleaned off is fine. The bottom of my bracket's there. Looking light. Okay. Mark that. Not very straight looking as far as frame goes. But anyway. That there. Oh, pretty close. Clean that one up a little. See you in a minute. I'm gonna attempt to tack one of these in place. Get started. Owie, owie. Apparently don't have good ground. Got sparks flying everywhere. Well, that probably a zinc coating is not going to help me any. Okay, we're in there. Well, hopefully they're in the ballpark and they're straight, all that good stuff. I am catching on fire in here. Well, there it is. That's a lot of spark, especially when I crank it up to get penetration. And it's like I'm welding flux core or something. Splatters a lot, but I think that'll hold it. Let's go get the tank and find out. Hopefully. There you go. How about that? I'm gonna leave it sit right there. Looks good. And it doesn't weigh much, so I don't think the vibration is going to get to anything. So, that's next. See you in a minute. Alright, you guys. This is a nightmare right now. On the other side, I laid it out differently. Was not thinking, but I'm right here at that body mount. I can still get it out, but not my choice. I thought I was back far enough to split the difference. Apparently not. Would have had to been back and down on the tank, and then anyway, it is what it is. I'm going with it. I welded that just on the outside. One little tack there, no biggie. Just on the outside. So if I ever have to take it off, I can just break it off. Those are just bolt studs, so they can be moved out of the way. And I can also take it off at the mount right there. A little screw. If I had to take that body mount out. I don't foresee that happening anytime soon. I need to take, and I tighten this hose up, unfortunately. I need to take that petcock out of the bottom, right there, up in there, and put it here. So, and then we'll do some wiring. See you in a minute. Okay, everybody. So, we're kind of mounted, blah, blah. Got the petcock down here where I want it. Had to take this back off. I have to tighten this one more turn, which I'm gonna have to take if I can, because it's loose. Look, I don't know that I can. Anyway, this is the only bolt that I can tighten, because I can get from it from over here for some reason. And I've got one of those little ratchet wrenches, you know, the old style, but I can't get it on these to tighten it up. I can't get a wrench in there. I don't have a short wrench. So it is fighting me, and I'm tired of fighting for this evening. So I'm gonna come back in the morning and figure it out. All right, well, we're back. Gonna do some wiring today. Actually, I've spent the last 30 minutes tightening one nut, and it would be that one right there. Even had to make my own, had to sacrifice a wrench for it. because I didn't have any room to twist, as you can see, to turn it, to be able to tighten it. So everything else, after I moved this from here, then I could tighten these, so that helped. That one up there was a little easier. This one, for some reason, was a real pain. All right, so we have some wiring to figure out. Here's our hot wire, here's a ground. Should have put the ground on one of these. Oh well. So everything's tight. Got that, able to get that turned. That's tight. That's tight. Well, I didn't take that off, but anyhow. So that's all tight. Let's do some wiring and run in some tube. And make that happen. Yeah, I'm gonna spray a little paint around. Everything's solid. It's not going anywhere. Not going anywhere. So happy with that. So let me gather up my wires and my little ends and stuff and the tube, and I'll be right back to you. Alright, giving you a little update what's going on. Starting my wiring, put that back together. That's the hot wire. This is the pressure switch, the shutoff for the compressor. So this is the hot wire to the compressor. Put my little ground in, as you can see. It gave me plenty of ground, so I cut it off, mounted it there, nice and tight. Should be a good ground, straight to the chassis, welded, blah. Hot wire going up front, and this I'm gonna have to figure out something. Not so much the ground, but figure out something. I don't want to put it right to that because this is a hot wire and could wear through it. So anyway, I'll figure that out. I'm putting my hose from the air horn to the tank out in the sun because it's all coiled up when you get it out of the package, and it's a real pleasure to work with. So I'm hoping the sun, and I need to move it over there, will help warm it up and straighten it out. And I need some more ground wire. Apparently I do not have. I may have to use a red wire. So, alright, we'll see you in a minute. Alright, I'm back. Running wire, running the conduit, or whatever it's called. Insulator stuff. I don't have any tricks for this other than it's pain in the butt, so if you guys do, it'd be great. Say something in the comments, but I'll be done, so it won't help me any, but it might help somebody else. Well, I was hoping I could just feed this down on the wire. Apparently that's not going to happen. No way, shape, or form. I don't think. partially do it. I don't know. Try it that way. Well, it's going. I think. Nope. You got a jam. Now I need to back up this way, I guess. Yeah, there's a tool that they make. So this is really easy. I don't have it, of course. You know, it just feeds into that little slit right there. And you just run it down and your wire goes right in. Where you do this. This is the power to the compressor. Which is going to come up here to a relay to the battery, and then there's going to be a switch or something. I don't know. I'll let you know when I figure that out. Go down here underneath, see where we are. How far we got? Did not get that far. All right, well, I'm going to lift it up. I remembered my hood was up. All right, so we are where? I don't know. Where are we? Da, da, da. Da, da, da. I didn't follow it down this far, so I'm gonna have to fish for it. See you in a minute. All right, so next step. I don't know if there's steps, just we're just doing what we're doing. So I've done some wiring up here. I ran power wire off the battery, power wire down to the compressor, ground wire to ground. So we need one more wire coming off of not constant power, but basically off the ignition switch, so when you turn it on, then your compressor kicks in, pumps up, whatever. After that, there's wires and relays down there from where the old horns were. There's horns, wires for the horn that used to be here, your factory horn. And anyway, you got to run that down to here. And I don't know how to do that yet, so that's some research. Excuse me. Right now I have these clips, $2 a piece. I'm going to mount the plastic hose to the frame rail so it's not all flippity floppity. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, there's our hose, and I'm going to put one of those mounts right there on top of the frame rail. And I only have 3, that's all I had. And then I'm going to move on down that way somehow. Probably just if I can put insulator. I don't have any more insulator, of course. Well, there's one piece. Anyway, let's see if I can drill a hole. How I like to do it is I'll drill an 1/8 inch hole, and then I'll get my self tappers and run them through. So hold on. Go. All right, there it is. Goody. Two more. Be right back. All right, so we're down here now. I got one mount there. I was able to use one of my Mongo. You can't really see up here. The tube goes on top of the frame. I used one of those monster, and I put that insulator around the tube. And I used one of those, again, I'm gonna say it one more time, monster zip ties up there. So keeps that away from the exhaust. Now we're down here. You got one here. To get your tube to cooperate, either use a heat gun, and be careful, or I use that. So now I'm gonna demonstrate how I learned how to hook up one of these things, these hoses. Onto that, because the hose is not the same size as this, so you have to heat the end, push it on over the top. Don't forget to put this nut on your hose first, otherwise you'll cuss at yourself a lot. No, I didn't do it. So, I've done it before. It's like it's a compression fitting, more or less. But right now I've got to cut the hose to length. It's going to be right there. So, let's see. Clean up your end. Make sure you don't have any garbage in it. I'm just using this, assuming it'll be fine. Again, I don't know, because not done this before, and there's no instructions. Catch it on fire. Let's get it warm enough. Oh, push it on over that. See, if you can see, on over that. That had a little lip on it. Now, bring this down. Tighten her up. All right, hope that's it. Now, this little doodad. And by the way, I always put this grease in my little in my little connectors. This connector is the wrong size for this, but hey, it went on because of grease. It's probably household grease or something, I don't know. Don't care. Something's better than nothing. And I used that little doohickey right there to crimp with. You use that, it doesn't come off. See, cute little hole punch in there. And then that in there, like so. Voila. Have to get one of those Mongo zip ties and put around it. All right then. We're still not done. That's buttoned up. Hoses connected, run. Wires connected, run. Grounded, you know, all that good stuff. This is basically the air intake right there. And I just ran that up over the top. You're supposed to put it somewhere where it's kind of dry. So I put it there. I don't know if that's dry, but that's where I put it. Okay. So now I've got to find an ignition power only when the switch is on. Yeah, that's gonna cut right there. Of course. Oh, hold that up with a zip tie, I guess. Good old zip ties. And then I've got to hook into here. And I'm assuming that comes off of my old horn wires that are way up in there. So let me figure that out. Be right back. All right, moment of truth. So I'm gonna find out if the compressor works, but all I'm gonna do is use a hot wire. So wish me luck. Which hot wire can be the battery over here. So I'm just going to test and see if it works. I hear it working. See how long it takes for the switch to shut it off. Well, you know it works. I don't hear any air hissing. And yeah, I painted some stuff because I didn't want to see it from the side. So, alright, well, it works. Hallelujah. Let's figure out where my accessory is. No, it doesn't tell me anything. I can barely read that. I don't know if you can see it. I barely can. See. Ignition, unlock, run, start. Number 21, radio amplifier. $30 and $31 is a spare. So, 30. And 31. Those are the spares. I wonder if that's hot. Key is not on. I know these are just spare fuses, but they might be spare other things. I'm wondering. No, there's a hot. Don't want a hot. Okay, these relay pockets might be something to look at. These spare fuses are not. They're not doing anything. Okay, so leave that there. That's the hot one. Now it's not hot. Okay. So, you know what I'm going to do there, right? Get me. Okay. That right there. I know what it is. This up here. And I couldn't find any covered little thingamabobbers. So they're all bare, and I hate that. Here with this, and no, I didn't put these on. Okay, that's how I'm doing that. Put my little accessory in. We'll test it in a sec. Go turn the switch on. That thing's noisy. Vibrates the whole truck. Keys on accessory. She's running. See if she'll shut off. Meanwhile, while that's running, I'm gonna mount this right here. Got my little black wire down behind here, and voila. come on. Oh, she just shut off. How about that? Hallelujah. Okay, good. Now we have to figure out how to get to my wires in there and bring them down to here. And I'm assuming that's the switch. Wonder if we can test that and blow my freaking eardrums out. Really don't want to. I don't know. Let's go look at the instructions real quick. See what it says. I know I don't have instructions for the pump. I have instructions for this part, which came with the horns themselves. So yeah, I lied a little bit. Connect one air horn solenoid wire to ground or positive 12 volts. A positive polarity is switched into the other wire. Connect the air horn solenoid wire directly to the factory horn wire. Air horn sounds when factory horn or to a normal open no monetary contact switch related at least 5 amps not included and configured to switch either power or ground to the solenoid. Connect the remaining solenoid wire constantly to the opposite polarity. Got that? Yeah, I don't. So I have a solenoid that's hanging from the other stuff, which I shouldn't have cut my wires off apparently. Probably would have saved me a lot of work. Let's raise it up, I guess, and see what I can get done with that. I'll be right back. Well, I did what the paper said. I grounded one wire. I took the other wire and I actually did something different. There was an old solenoid that controlled this crap. And so I thought let's utilize the solenoid because the old horn wires are in the solenoid. So when you hit the horn button, that triggers the solenoid to give power to this. So I did some rigging, okay, into power from here to here. We have air all pumped up. Let's hit the horn and see what happens, if anything. Holy crap. That works. We are done. I may come back and kind of fix that little bit of stuff, but probably not. So, thank you on bearing with me on this video because this was a pain in the ass. But we got it to work, surprisingly enough. And we're gonna do a send-off. Hit this bad boy one more time. And holy cow, don't do that in the garage. So My name's Randy Wittes. Like and subscribe, and I don't know if I helped any, but see you on the next video.